Lesson 25, Financial Statements.
Desire. Desire.
We desire to have our own home.
Detail, also American detail. Detail, also American detail.
The office manager detailed each step of the inventory process at the staff meeting.
Forecast. Forecast.
Analysts forecast a strong economic outlook.
Level. Level.
We have never had an accountant work at such a sophisticated level before.
Overall adjective, overall noun. Overall adjective, overall noun.
Overall, our costs are running true to prediction.
Perspective. Perspective.
The budget statement will give the manager some perspective on where the costs of running the business are to be found.
Project or project, noun. Project, verb.
The director projects that the company will need to hire 10 new employees this year.
Realistic. Realistic.
Stefano found that an accurate accounting gave him a realistic idea of his business's financial direction.
Target. Target.
We targeted March as the deadline for completing the financial statement.
Translation. Translation.
The translation of the statement from Japanese into English was very helpful.
Typically. Typically.
Office expenses typically include such things as salaries, rent, and office supplies.
Yield. Yield.
The company's investment yielded high returns. Word families, desire. Our manager is trying to predict how many customers will desire our product over the next quarter. Desire. Her desire for greater control of the business led her to discuss her need for more information with her accountant. Desirable. The category summary, while desirable, was time-consuming to prepare. Detail. The job description details all the duties of this position. Detail. The budget report needs to be accurate down to the last detail. Detailed. The director asked for a detailed description of our meeting. Project. The budget summary helped us project our expenditures for the year. Project. The financial project was time-consuming and challenging. Projection. Morris's projections for the upcoming fiscal year were not as helpful as we had hoped. Realize. The plan helps her realize her dream of having the business turn a profit. Reality. The financial statement reinforced the reality that our business is in deep trouble. Realistic. The accountant needs realistic numbers on which to base his plan. Translate. The computer was able to translate data from the created spreadsheet into the spreadsheet program I prefer. Translation. The translation of the document was provided at no charge. Translatable. The data was not translatable between programs and had to be entered by hand. which took hours. Type. This type of business requires a lot of startup money, typical. Part of a category summary is defining the expenses that are typical of the business in question, typically. Typically, we finish preparing the budget just in time to meet the deadline. Word practice, Part 1, Words in context. Read the following passage and write the words in the blanks below: desired, detailed, forecasts, level, projected, overall, realistic, perspective, target, translate, typical, yield. A business budget focuses on future profits and future capital requirements. A budget can help the business owner determine the amount of profit the business is expected to make, the amount of sales it will take to reach a goal, and what of expenses are attached to those sales. A business establishes a goal to work toward. A business, the sales that will be needed to reach this target. Projecting or planning ahead is part of business planning. When creating a statement, a business owner tries to determine how to reach the target. The annual profit must be sufficient to the owner a return for his or her time spent operating the business, plus a return on the investment. The owner's target income is the sum of a reasonable salary for the time spent running the business and a normal return on the amount invested in the firm. After projecting the income needed, the business owner has to the target profit into a net sales figure for the forecasted period. The owner has to determine whether this sales volume is. One useful technique is to break down the required annual sales into a daily sales figure to get a better of the sales required to yield the annual profit. At this stage in the financial plan, the owner should create a picture of the firm's expected operating expenses. Many books and business organizations give operating statistics data based on a percentage of net sales. The business's accountant can help you assign dollar values to anticipated expenses. Developing a projected income statement is an important part of any financial plan, as the process forces the business owner to examine the firm's future profitability. Part 2, Incomplete sentences. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. 1. Before we begin, I think we should all focus on the outcome of this effort. A. Desirableness. B. Desire. C. Desired. D. Desirability. 2. The accountant can review all of the financial statement with you. A. Detailed. B. Detailing. C. Details. D. Detail. 3. The figures for the next quarter will not be available until a week from tomorrow. A. Project. B. Projected. C. Projection. D. Projects. 4. The projected financial statement demonstrated to Susan that her business had a chance of increasing its profit over the next 2 quarters. A. Realistic. B. Realist. C. Realistically. D. Reality. 5. To create our financial strategy, our consultant took the experiences of similar businesses and relevant outcomes to our situation. A. Translatable. B. Translation. C. Translator. D. Translated. 6. Our business experienced a fall in profits during the 3rd quarter of the year. A. Typical. B. Typically. C. Type. D. Typed. Part 3. Text completion. Choose the word or phrase that best completes the sentence. Memo to department heads from Roy Jones, Manager, Planning meeting. As you know, our quarterly planning meeting will take place in 2 weeks. I want to let you know some of the topics that will be discussed, to give you a chance to prepare. First, the overall economic situation in the country looks very good for the coming year. Economists, an increase in consumer spending, especially in our sector. Therefore, we should look into increasing production. I believe that a 15% increase by the end of the year is a realistic target. Second, since the company plans to increase sales overseas, we will need to hire several. We will need to discuss how many we need and which languages should have priority. These are the most important topics for the meeting. If anyone, to put a special item on the meeting agenda, please let me know by the beginning of next week. 1. A. Foreclose. B. Forebode. C. Forego. D. Forecast. 2. A. Translators. B. Translates. C. Translations. D. Transports. 3. A. Desire. B. Desires. C. Will desire. D. Have desired. Part 4. Reading Comprehension. Questions 1-5 refer to the following article and email message. Do you have a sound financial plan for your small business? You should. The majority of small businesses fail during the first 5 years, typically because they have not made realistic financial plans. A new business owner may stand out with the necessary funds, a qualified staff, and office space and equipment. These things may not save the business from disaster, however, if the business owner hasn't set realistic targets and made plans to reach them. Everyone who contemplates starting a new business should sit down and write out all the details of a financial plan before doing anything else. 2. Shirley Haynes, from Matthew Rockwell. Subject: Financial Planning. Attach: Financial Plans for Small Businesses. Shirley, have you seen the attached article on financial planning? It appeared in this week's issue of Small Business Owner magazine. It has given me a new perspective on things. I can't believe we have already been running our business for 6 months, but we still haven't sat down together to write out a financial plan. Overall, I believe our business is doing well, and we certainly have enough clients. But I now understand that our future success depends on having a good financial plan. We need to project our earnings for the next year and set financial targets. We should get to work on this right away. Can we meet tomorrow afternoons? 3 o'clock is a good time for me. Let me know soon, Matthew. 1. According to the article, why do most small businesses fail? A. Lack of financial planning. B. Lack of adequate office space. C. Lack of qualified staff. D. Lack of adequate funds. 2. Why did Matthew write the email message? A. He wants to start a small business with Shirley. B. He is writing an article for a magazine. C. He wants to make a financial plan. D. He is looking for new clients. 3. When does Matthew want to meet with Shirley? A. Tomorrow. B. Next week. C. In 6 months. D. Next year. 4. The word typically in line 3 of the article is closest in meaning to A. Unfortunately. B. Usually. C. Really. D. Sadly. 5. The word perspective in line 3 of the email is closest in meaning to A. Information. B. Advice. C. Goal. D. View.